So excited. Oh, okay, it's right here. I'm like, man. Hi, Kanisha.
Hello, Bakira. How are you?
I am doing awesome, awesome, awesome. So I want to tell you, thank you so much for taking the time out of your schedule to do this Cadillac chat with me. This is actually going to help me with a goal I have to move up the career path and also earn some jewelry along the way.
Oh,
So
okay.
I really appreciate you. I know that the business opportunity may or may not be for you. If it's not for you, that's totally okay. But that just means that you'll understand more about the business, what we're looking for, and you'll be a little more supportive because you'll know why I'm doing what I'm doing.
Okay.
So how this will go is I'm going to find out a little bit about you. I'm going to share a little bit about me, and then we're just going to have a conversation. I'm going to ask you different questions. You're welcome to ask me questions. But at the end, I'm going to ask you if this is something that you want to do. And if you say yes, I'm going to say, great. I'll be so excited to work with you as a part of my team. If you say no, I'm going to say, great, because I'll love you for life as a happy customer. Easy enough?
Easy enough.
Okay. Now, if you choose to be a happy customer, I would love for you to be a talent scout because you're sharp, you're fun, you're professional, and I am looking for more women like you. So I would value your referrals. Okay.
Thank you. Okay.
Okay. So tell me a little bit about you.
So I work in real estate. I live in Atlanta, I think you know, and I enjoy reading and learning new stuff. And um, I'm fairly new to real estate, so I'm still learning that, which is really cool. And the sales aspect, we want to get into the investing aspect. And I have been using Mary Kay, as you know, for years, and
No.
and love the product. And actually, somebody was just asking me about it the other day, and I was like, I think it's been like 15 years that I've been using it. I didn't even realize.
Isn't that crazy?
It is crazy. So yeah, that's a little bit about
I
me.
got to tell you, I've enjoyed taking care of you as your Mary Kay lady.
Thank you.
So real estate, like what made you decide to start in real estate?
So funny enough, we're in the middle of a pandemic. And so I used to work in the travel industry. And we know what happened to the travel industry when the pandemic hit. And so my company, worked for an amazing company. They did a really good job with how they handled the pandemic and unfortunately having to do layoffs. But unfortunately, I thank God for it. I was impacted, as my company likes to say it, by the pandemic. So I had to leave the travel industry with that company per se. But the interesting thing was I got my real estate license in the middle of last year while I was still working because I've always wanted to go into real estate and sort of seeing what may occur. Thank God. God said you need to do something extra. And so that's what real estate was. I have a minor in real estate in my college degree. And so it just fit. And it's a good field. So I'm excited to delve into it.
So all the years that we've known each other, I don't think I knew that you minored in real estate. Like this is what Cadillac Chats do. They bring us together. Okay. I get to know another layer of you. So tell me, what is the thing that you enjoy most about what you do right now?
That I get to set my own schedule and I get to educate people on the home buying process. There's so many people who don't know it and understand it, are intimidated by it. And that's understandable. It's a huge purchase. And so I enjoy getting to educate them about that. And I also like the fact that with a lot of hard work and a lot of perseverance, that it's a lucrative business.
Yeah, it is not for the faint of hearts, for sure.
By no means.
But the people that I know that are in it, that stayed the course, have done well. So I'm excited for you.
Thank you.
So tell me, what do you like least about what you do?
So the part I like least is that I have to work a lot of numbers in order to get 1, 2, 3 customers.
Mm.
Um, and so that, as you said, not for the faint of heart. But the fun thing about that is when you get that one yes, it makes you forget all those other no's, and then you're
I
like,
know, I know.
now I'm gonna chase the next yes.
That's so funny. We talk about that in Mary Kay, and one of my team members, she said, "No, like N-O, your way to the top." So
That's
there you go.
good.
You can
That is
use it.
good.
I won't
I
charge
will use that. I will take that. Thank you.
you. So if I gave you $500 a month, what would you do with it?
Invest it in the stock market or save it to buy rental property.
Okay. And do know I am taking notes, so when I pause, just you
Mhm.
might talk faster than I write. So
Really fine.
so invest in the stock market and or more real estate.
Yes.
Okay. Awesome.
I meant to tell
So
you. I'm sorry. I meant to tell you.
oh,
Your
go
lip
ahead.
color is great.
Thank you. It's Mary Kay.
I figured.
So tell me about a time in your life when you were most proud of yourself and why you love that experience.
So I wasn't most proud of myself, but most proud is when I gave my life to Jesus.
Oh my goodness. Won't he do it?
That that moment is indescribable and life changing. And just to surrender and know that it's not about me, and it's about
Mm.
my Creator. Um, most most amazing moment in my life.
You know, I love that. And I love being a part of Mary Kay. Our mission is to enrich women's lives, but working in the priorities of God first, family second, career third. And I love that, you know, even from the newest consultant all the way to the top of our company, the millionaires in Mary Kay, you know, when we go to conferences or are a part of training, you know, just hearing women freely talk about their love of the Lord. So I'm so excited to hear you say that.
Well,
So,
that's great to know that Mary Kay is founded on God first, family second, and career third. Yeah,
absolutely.
yeah,
Try to find that in corporate America.
that's it.
Right.
Maybe Chick-fil-A, but that's about it.
That's right. The only.
That's about it.
Um, so if time and money were not an issue, what would you love to see happen a year from now?
If time and money were not an issue, what do you mean by if time were not an issue?
So if you weren't constrained by any time.
Oh, okay. Oh, what would I like to see a year from now?
Mhm.
Oh, that's a deep question.
Right?
It's good I know you, because otherwise I'd be like, do it. So I'd like to. So one, whatever God has for me, I want to be obedient to that. My heart is have 10 rental properties or doors, as they call them in real estate, and oh, I also have a T-shirt line that is called Cause of Christ, and so because of Christ, but short with the cause of Christ, because everything is because of Christ. And so I'd love to see that T-shirt line successful. I don't really know what successful number-wise looks like, but
Mhm.
I'd like to see that flourish abundantly.
Okay. You are totally a Proverbs 31 woman. Yeah. You have your hands in many things, and I'm sure you're great at them all.
Thank
So
you.
that's so exciting. So just to give you a little bit about me, and thank you so much for like just sharing, you know, that information and helping me to get to know you better. So let's say, okay, so let me tell you a little bit about me. I've been building my Mary Kay business now for a little over 18 years. It still blows my mind when I say it out loud because I look like I'm 25, but I'm not. But where was I when Mary Kay found me? So I was actually on active duty. I was deployed. It was right after 9/11. And I get this email from my sister about Mary Kay. Now, I didn't really know anything about Mary Kay. You know, we don't have like commercials and all this advertising or whatever. And I knew what I thought I knew, right? And so I thought it was for little old ladies. I knew about the big blonde hair. I knew about the Pepto-Bismol pink car, and I thought it was makeup. And so I get this email from my sister, and it was like her announcement launching her business. And I'm like, Mary Kay. And I'm like, what is my sister doing? Like, you know, and so I didn't really think too much of it because I'm in the desert at this point. And I'm like, okay, well, you know, good for her. So I come off of my deployment, my active duty deployment, and she invites me over for a Mary Kay party. And I'm like, oh, okay, no, thank you. I didn't wear makeup. I didn't know anything about Mary Kay. And she was like, Bakir, you have got to come and try these products. And then she started telling me what it had done for her skin. Now, at that point, she had been using Mary Kay and had been in the company about 6 months. And she was like, well, you can come and try it. You can try it for free. I think I heard free. And I was like, okay. And so I kind of went in like this, you know? And, you know, she had these cute little trays. There were like 6 other women sitting around the dining room table. And she, you know, had the products or whatever. And she walked us through how to use it. Like, this is what this is. This is what it's for. Put that on your face. And I did that. And now, just so you know, my skin has always been like really dry. I have sensitive skin and I have eczema. And I had a lot of scarring on my face because I am that girl that loves to pick. Still to this day, I'll pop it, pick at it, and pop it like just all. So I had scarring on my face. It was just like a hot mess. And I started trying the products, and I'm like, okay. And it wasn't irritating my skin. And I, you know, I went through that process, and she matched my foundation. I wore foundation for the first time. And she had me pick out a lipstick, and I wore lipstick for the first time. Okay. And then I tried one of our cream eyeshadows. I wore eyeshadow for the first time. And girl, like at the end of the appointment, I was like, oh, I'm cute. You could not tell me a thing. So not only was I having fun, not only did I learn a lot, my skin felt amazing. And I look cute. I was like, oh, I want all this. Okay. Now, I did purchase what we call our Ultimate Miracle Set, which is our miracle set and our microdermabrasion. I also purchased the foundation, and then I purchased a dark lip gloss because I didn't wear lipstick. So I wore a dark lip gloss so it looked like I had on lipstick. But I really wanted to focus on taking care of my skin. So I spent like $150 with my sister that day. And at the end of the appointment, we started cleaning up. All her guests left. I was helping her. And she said, hey, Bakir, like, here's my sales, add up my sales. And I'm like, okay, whatever, no big deal. Girl, I started adding up those sales tickets. I was like, sis, this is like $900. She said, yeah, oh, okay. Like it was no big deal. And I said, how much of that is yours? She said half. I said, wait a minute. All you did was show me how to wash my face and put on some lipstick. And you mean to tell me you put $450 profit in your pocket in 2 hours and it was legal and moral? Oh, 3 days later, I was a beauty consultant. I didn't know anything about the beauty industry. I barely was washing my face right at that point, but I saw what she did and it was so simple. She just kind of read the information, told us about it. We did all the work and she put $450. I was like, if I could just put an extra $400, $500 profit in my pocket each month, that would help me pay off my student loans. I would never have to pay my sister full price again. And, you know, if I service a few people, I could, you know, make some extra money. And so I set the goal of making an extra $100 a week. And so I really worked my business like 2 to 3 hours, just kind of, you know, tittled around with it a little bit on the side. My background is in education. And so I was actually about to move to a whole nother city and state where I really didn't know anybody except for my family. A few family members, no friends, none of that. And so I started my business in the month of September. I moved to Tennessee in the month of October. And I was like, okay, I just started this Mary Kay business. I don't know none of y'all. What am I supposed to do? So I plugged into training to learn and I started teaching. And one day I just woke up and I was like, this cannot be my life for the rest of my life. Like I would wake up and it's dark outside, and when it's dark, you're supposed to be asleep. I really like that. And just the atmosphere was not very pleasant. I love working with children, but everything else around it, not so much. And so I remember one of my friends called me and said, hey, I just earned my Mary Kay card. I said, what? You earned a car? Okay. And she said, I'm leaving my full-time job to do Mary Kay full-time. She was a doctor. She worked like 90 hours a week at the hospital in Tennessee.
Wow.
And I said, you leaving your full-time job to do Mary Kay? Well, my next conversation was my director. What do I need to do to earn a car? And can I really replace my income and quit my job? And so she met me over coffee, and we talked about it, put my life down on paper. And I just followed the plan. I just followed the plan that we came up with that worked for me. And I went from working my business like 2 to 3 hours a week to about 10 to 15 hours a week. Girl, I quit my job. I replaced my income in 7 months and earned my first Mary Kay car. And that was 17 years ago. And so I have, a couple of degrees and, all of that. But when I look at how much time I invest in my business, I work part-time, but I make full-time income. And now I'm on the leadership side of the company, which is the 6-figure income side of the company. And so I don't even have to sell products anymore. Like my job is to mentor, teach, coach, train. And so I love it. And it's the freedom and the flexibility. And I get to work with women and build relationships and empower others. And I still get to put God first, my family second, and everything else. And so I have small kids. I have a 6-year-old and a 7-year-old. And so it allows me, but it allows me to prioritize my life with my values. And so, let's see, I think I said I'm married, I have kids, all of that. I've earned 9 free cars for Mary Kay.
Wow.
Which people are like, what do you do with all those cars? I drive them. Okay. I drive them. But just a month ago, I earned car number 9. And so it's pretty cool. So do know that there are 6 main reasons women are attracted to the business opportunity. The money. Okay. Whether it's online, catalogs, website, virtually, on the face, on the go, whatever, you make 50%. Then there's the recognition and prizes. So the jewelry that I have on is Mary Kay jewelry. So our new consultants can earn these. And of course, I'm going to rock them because they're cute. And then if you see right here over my shoulder, all this jewelry, like diamonds, the real deal, Lucille, like insured. Okay. So the prizes start small, but the more that you invest, the bigger the prizes get. And so one of my favorite prizes still to this day was an all expense paid cruise to the Bahamas, paid for by Mary Kay. They even paid for our plane tickets. My husband was like, I don't have to spend any money. I was like, no. Oh, he's supportive. He like, babe, what you need? You go and have a great Mary Kay. He no longer has to work a full-time job. And so we both get to be that primary influence in our children's lives. And I think that makes such a big difference in the little woman and little man that they're becoming. And so I'm excited about that. But girl, a whole cruise.
Right. Congratulations.
Days? Oh my goodness. And that was right before the pandemic. So who knew that we were going to be in the house for a whole year? Yeah. And I'm a homebody though. I've never been sociable, not really outgoing. I really didn't talk to people outside of my family and like a very small circle. And so Mary Kay, like it wasn't like I wasn't like the most likely candidate to start a Mary Kay business. But I just love that you can be yourself and bring your gifts and your talents with you into the company. You don't have to fit into a cookie cutter mold. And so that's one of the other things that appeals to women is the self-confidence and personal growth, and that you get to be you. And so when I look, like when I'm going to conferences and things like that, I see such a variety of women, heights, widths, backgrounds, ethnicities, age, like There's no cookie cutter mold. Some women are drawn to the company because of the career cars, like seriously.
Yeah.
So the first car you can earn in Mary Kay is a Chevy Malibu. We call it our boo. Okay. So when you earn a car with Mary Kay pays the car note. They pay like 80% of the car insurance. They cover the tax, title, license, and registration. I literally just renewed my plates today, $263 that Mary Kay is going to direct deposit into my bank account.
Oh, wow. Okay.
All I have to do is get an oil change, which I'm due for one. I am going, get my car wash and then, of course, put gas in the car. So once you have like all the crumbs and the French fries under the seat, it's time to turn it in and pick up a new one. So I love picking up new cars. Mary
What's
Kay,
the one you just had?
the one that I am currently driving is the Chevy Equinox. And then Mary Kay actually launched 3 new cars in the middle of the pandemic. So now we have the Chevy Traverse, which has that 3rd row seat. So it's similar to the Equinox, just a little bit bigger. We have, for the first time, a Chevy pickup truck. What? It's called the Chevy Colorado. And girl, if my kids were not in car seats, I probably would have picked the Camaro. We have a Chevy Camaro now. Like what? So if you are like an empty nester or sassy and single, get that Camaro, honey. Okay. And then of course we're most known for our pink Cadillac, which my team, we're earning our very first pink Cadillac right now. And so it's the Cadillac XT5, but they also introduced the Cadillac XT6, which has that 3rd row seat. Which I think that's pretty cool. So if you don't want the car, you can always take the cash. It's $425 a month, all the way up to $900 a month. And if you're one of our national sales directors, they can choose the pink Cadillac Escalade or like $1,100 a month. I was like, for real? That's great. So the car program appeals to people. Also the advantages and advancements. So like, tax season, tax write-offs. Oh my goodness, I write off everything that's for my business. I don't care if it was $1 from Dollar Tree. Okay, every cotton ball, Q-tip, all of that, tax write-off. And there's so many things that you can write off, like mileage on your car, like training, like our conferences that you have the option to attend. Totally recommend it, but it's optional 4 times a year. Everything is virtual right now, so it's pretty cool. I get cute from the waist up, but nobody knows what's happening on the waist down. Okay.
Okay.
So you can have on your fuzzy socks and pajama pants and, whatever. Plus the cost. Like, I think it's so cool that Mary Kay has 3 options right now. So as little as $30 to come into the company, that gives you access to everything online, everything virtually, and then any events that we do. Plus you get your own personal website that is covered for a whole year. And ProPay, which is our credit card processing, is included, all for $30. And then you decide what you do. Maybe you just, get your own personal products at a discount, service a few friends and family. I call that the small, medium, or large. So you got small. Medium is, okay, I want to make an extra, 500 or more dollars a month. I have maybe, 3 to 6 hours to invest in my business a week. Or maybe you want to go big and you're like, girl, I'm tired of these people at my job. I want to see how to get one of those cars and get up out of here. And so, or supersize it. And that's where you would move into leadership as a sales director, which is what I do. So that's like really Mary Kay in a nutshell. I mean, you're your own boss. You design your own schedule. You choose who you work with, how often and how much, right? That's it. And so I always say, for $30, I mean, I know you spent $30 at Walmart or Target, you end up with toilet tissue and bread at the end of the week and nothing has changed. But with this $30 investment, or all the way up to $130, which is our full kit, you get to design it. You get to design your lifestyle. You get to create more choices. So that's why I kind of asked you about the $500, like, what would you do with an extra $500? So knowing that you can invest like 4 to 6 hours a week and bring in an extra $500 or even more a month, like that was a lot of information. But any questions for me?
Yes. So you mentioned at the very beginning, as you were talking about money and all the different ways that you can make the money. So how do you make the money now that you can't do what your sister did with you in
Mhm.
person? I mean, some people may, but I would imagine most of that's gone away.
So like with our virtual appointments, so we're doing this virtually. So you can do that three ways. You can do a virtual beauty session where it's kind of like a show and tell. So I would show you a product, tell you about it, tell you what it does for your skin. We have something called the Skin Analyzer app. And so it analyzes your skin. So it tells you the products that are recommended to focus on those problem areas. It can be a 10-minute session, a 30-minute session, an hour. It depends on how much time you have. I do a lot of 10-minute beauty sessions. And they're so much fun. And then I book a second appointment. People love to, shop from that 10-minute beauty session. The average is about $75 to $100 per session. For new consultants, it may be a little different, but as you grow and learn more and build that foundation in your business, you can make some really great money, and you can sprinkle it into the nooks and crannies of your life, so you could work a full-time job. I'm currently actively serving in the military, so I and I'm a mom and I'm a wife, and then I have another company, and like so this is what I tell people. The busiest woman finds time to have a baby, right? The busiest woman finds time to get married. And so it doesn't matter what's going on. It can be the middle of a pandemic or everything is sunny with roses and birds are chirping. You can create what you want to create if you're willing to do the work, if you're willing to invest the time, and if you're willing to be trained. So if you're teachable and coachable, it doesn't matter what it is, Mary Kay or anything else, you can learn. If somebody did it, you can do it. So
Okay. That does bring up one more question. And one, thank you for your service.
I know
I
I don't get
appreciate
to
it.
look cute in my uniform, but let's clear. I am cute, but I don't get to wear all this. Okay.
Gotcha. Right. Just be clear. You mentioned you're in leadership and you just mentioned training. So how does one get trained? How would one know what
So
to do?
training, there's a few different options. So we have our self-study. Okay, so that means that $30 kit gives you access, so you can access training through our Mary Kay website, the consultant website. And then me personally, as a sales director, I offer training. It's virtually, so it will be through Zoom. And that's every week. And then I have other trainings that are like pre-recorded that you can do at your own pace.
Okay. Gotcha.
Yeah. Mhm.
Okay.
And
I don't think so. Oh, congratulations on all your cars. Oh, amazing.
thank you. I'm still humbled by the fact that they pay me the way they do, and they give me cars for doing what I would do anyway. I really enjoy it. So, um, So I talked about the money, the recognition and prizes, self-confidence and personal growth, the career card program, the advantages. There's also advancement that you can, move up the career path and being your own boss. Um, Out of those, what appeals to you the most?
The money.
The money, absolutely. And we already talked about what you would do with it. So if you were to ever consider Mary Kay, um, is there any reason like why you wouldn't give it a try?
I don't know anybody here in Atlanta.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm new to the city. I don't know anybody.
So if I taught you how to network, do you have a willingness to learn?
Sure.
Okay. Because if you remember my story at the beginning, I started my business in one city in one state, and then I moved a month later to somewhere where I was like, I don't know none of y'all.
Right.
But I plugged into training. And so it doesn't matter what you don't know, you're going to bring your own gifts, your own talents. And I'm going to couple that with the skills that I have. And let's be clear, I am good at what I do. My job is to transfer those skills to you. So if you're teachable and coachable and you show up, I will show out and show out.
Okay.
Okay. So you want to work with me?
Um, So I am a 48-hour thinker. And
Okay.
so I say that when I have a conversation or I need to make a decision,
Yeah.
like I have the conversation and then I need to think 48 hours and then I need to come back to it. Because
Okay.
that during that time I'm processing, and then 48 hours later, I either have more questions or I know what I want to do. So
Okay.
could I
So
take
I can
48
respect
hours?
that. I can respect that. So you're going to take what we call the pink pillow test.
Okay.
And so you're going to, absorb this information, process it, sleep on it. Now, if you wake up in the morning and you don't remember talking to me, this is probably not for you. Okay. Um, but if you wake up in the morning and you're thinking about all the possibilities, you owe it to yourself to give it a try. Worst case scenario, you'll never pay me full price again. Get
So
excited.
true. Get
Okay.
excited. My
And so
goodness.
I say you're either an A, a B, or a C. A is absolutely, I want to get started. Send me the link so I can join. B is send me a little information. Let me take the pink pillow test. Or C is I love you. Thank you so much for sharing this information, but I want to remain a customer and a talent scout. So from what you said, you're a B. You're going to kind of sleep on it. And so I do want to follow up with you within 48 hours. So with today being Friday, is that okay for me to reach out to you tomorrow or Sunday?
Sunday would probably be
Sunday.
better. Sunday late afternoon.
Late afternoon, so like 2 or 3?
I have a appointment until 4, so after 4, please.
After 4. So I have an event at 5, so it would be evening then.
Okay.
That's fine. So what if we do 6:30?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, perfect. Perfect. Awesome. So if this were you as a Mary Kay beauty consultant, do know, I saw you just put, let me read it. If this were you and you were a new Mary Kay beauty consultant, then you might do this conversation with me and your prospective team member.
Okay.
So I saw that you dropped about mentioning we do have a 90% buyback guarantee if you decide to start your business and invest in inventory. So that's another conversation once you get your business started.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I'd heard something about like it's risk-free before, probably in a class.
Yeah, I doubt that came from me.
Okay. I don't
And
think
so
so.
this is what I will tell you. I have used the word risk, right? But Mary Kay is taking all the risk. Right? Because if you make the decision to start your business and you invest in inventory at the level that you feel most comfortable, the company gives you a whole year to work this business, to plug in, to get training. But if you decide literally on day 364 that this is not for you, anything that's unused, unopened, you can pack it up and send it back to the company. They will pay you 90% of your money back. So aren't you worth the 10% risk? Mary Kay is taking the 90% risk. They can't resell that product.
Right.
Okay, they recycle the packaging and trash the rest.
I'm worth 100% risk.
You are. You are. You only have to take 10%. Okay. And Mary Kay takes on the rest. And so I'm excited for you. I'm excited for your pink pillow test. I hope that you have a restless night, that you can't stop thinking about the possibilities and the choices and the opportunities that this can bring for you and all the choices. So thank you again so much for taking the time to do this with me. I really, really appreciate it. And no matter what your decision is, I really value your opinion and the time. So, all right, beautiful. Well, thank you so
Thank
much.
you for this. It was great.
And again, enjoy your pink pillow test.
Thanks.